Hello. So, how do you know if you're in remission? And the kind of remission I'm referring to is when you're ready to get off of all medication, because there's going to be different neurologists and people with CIDP that kind of throw around the word remission, meaning different things. So, that's what I mean. You're on medication, you're feeling good, and you can't tell if you're in remission. My neurologist, who is amazing, the way that she goes about it is after you've been stable, meaning you haven't seen any improvements and you haven't seen any setbacks or decline for 2 years, then that's when she starts to talk about getting you off of medication. I didn't wait 2 years. I wanted to get off medication as soon as possible, but that was just a personal preference. But as far as testing goes, just like there wasn't an easy way to get diagnosed with CIDP, there's really not an easy way to see if it's still active and to see if you can get off of all medication or not. Really, the only way to figure out if you still need medication is to get off of it or wean yourself off of it. And if you don't decline and you don't see any difference in how you feel, then you don't need it. But if you get off medication and 8 weeks, 10 weeks later, you start to decline, then that's how you find out that you need medication, unfortunately. I took the risk and it was really, really terrifying, for a couple of weeks. It was like every weird sensation I had in my body, it was just like, oh my gosh, am I going down? So when I reached out to my neurologist, I said, look, I've been having a sensation of stiffness, which would be inflammation of the motor nerves. And it's just not going away, and I don't normally have it, and I'm freaking out. And does that mean that I need to get back on medication? And she asked me, well, after these flare-ups or these sensations of stiffness, other people's, symptoms might be nerve pain or numbness and tingling or shooting pain, stuff like that. She says, after you experience these symptoms, do you feel weaker or do you have any loss of sensation? And I said, no. And she said, well, then you're fine. It's the medication, prevents you from getting worse. So these symptoms are actually just symptoms of residual nerve damage. It's not inflammation caused by my autoimmune. If it was, then afterwards I would be worse. And I also asked her the question, well, okay, now that I'm off of medication, would I be improving quicker if I was on medication? Like, am I hindering my healing by not being on it? And she said again, are you going backwards? I said, no, I'm still getting a little bit stronger all the time. And she said, okay, that's your body doing the healing. The medicine doesn't do that. The medicine only prevents you from getting new damage and getting more weakness or more nerve pain. So as long as you're not having that, then the symptoms you're experiencing may just be the residual nerve damage, not necessarily new nerve damage. It's just, I guess I can say the comparison of like, there's two guys. One is this muscly, strong, like meathead dude, and the other one is just like scrawny, likes to be on his computer, hasn't seen a gym in a few years, dude. Well, you go up to the big, huge guy, or I go up to him with my weak CIDP arms, and I push him. And he just looks at me like I'm stupid. He's like, are you kidding, little girl? Like, I didn't even feel that. You go up to this skinny guy, scrawny guy, and I push him, and actually like feels it, and he gets knocked back. Well, that's like the weaker guy is a person with CIDP's nerves. They're just not as strong as the strong guy. So the littlest thing might knock your nerves over and you're going to feel them. But the guy, after I push the weak guy, he's fine. He just looks at me like I'm crazy psycho, but he's fine. It's not like there's any damage done. It just, he felt the impact more than the really strong guy. So that's kind of like, for example, one day I had my legs crossed, and on my left leg where I do not have drop foot, I got like drop foot out of nowhere, and it scared me so bad. But then it went away after a little while. And my neurologist said, when you cross your legs, you shut off the flow down to your foot, and that happens to everyone's nerves. It's just someone with a weaker nerve could experience a temporary foot drop from that, whereas someone with a strong nerve wouldn't. but my leg's fine. It was just temporary. It's just more sensitive. So that's a little bit of a difference there. Thank you for tuning in. See ya.